G'day, I'm Dan from Certified Energy Solutions, and today's module is going over advanced system settings, notifications, and also battery level control through your operation modes in the mySigen Energy application. So we're using my personal property in the background here as a demonstration. Let's delve in and peel back those layers. Now, first of all, on the home screen, we want to go down to settings. Now, on that settings page, we've got settings and tools. We go into app settings. Now this is where we can select the theme. So you can change this on your mobile device, Android or Apple, if you want the white mode or if you want the dark mode. We normally set it up on dark mode. Most of our customers prefer that option because it shows the power flow on that home screen really nice with that contrast. So we'll go back out of that. Now in here we can basically change sunrise, sunset time format. So if you're a military or service person, you might want to go 24-hour clock, which you can do here. Just remember to hit save, and that'll change obviously the time scale. But I like 12-hour clock. There we go. So we'll go back to that, hit save again. Now, notifications on this page is probably the most important integration that you need to make sure is enabled. Now, we can see up the top here, we've got app notification is currently enabled through the mySigen app. When I click on that, and this is the same for Android or Apple, it's essential to make sure that the SIG Energy app has been enabled on your phone side of things, not the app, on your phone, to basically allow notifications. So you can pick what you want it to be able to do as far as notifications coming through. Really important, because if your notifications are turned off on your mobile device, tablet or phone, it will not let this section here, which is the mySigen Energy app, send you through those key updates as things change. Now, down the bottom here, we've got a lot of notifications enabled with this. We can pick and choose what we want to see. So we can see 4G data usage. You know, that's if you're basically using the included SIG Energy communication module with the 4G data card. We can click on that and we can basically enable that if we wanted to. We can enable application push messages and internal messages through to the mobile device if there's ever an issue with, say, usage or cut off with the data plan that you've got in that system. Now my particular house is hooked up on the Wi-Fi, so I'm going to turn that off. I'm not using the communication module, and then we go back. Now the most important notification in this whole entire screen is this one here, system on off grid. Now if you don't have this enabled, let's say for example you have a blackout, it might be 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's overcast and miserable, and you're consuming 4,000 watts on the oven, your ducted aircon's running, you've got a heap of stuff running that's not really classed as essential loads. You might be drawing from your battery system in that scenario without being aware that there's no grid as a fallback. So that can be a bit of a limiting factor, because you might very quickly find out if you've got a smaller system, oh, we've got no more reserve and the grid's not going to be back on for another 12 hours. So it's really key to enable this. It'll tell you so you can manage your power consumption until the grid comes back on. And when the grid reconnects, it'll actually send you a notification telling you it's gone back to on-grid mode. So really important notification here to be on top of the system's performance. So we'll go back out of this. And again, all these have descriptions so you can pick and choose as desired. Now, going back, we'll go back again. Now we're back on this screen, we're going to go into system settings. Now, in system settings itself, this is where we get level of control as far as our lighting control on the system. We can see general, we've got indicator settings. This is where we can control our front ring light, which is on the front of the inverter and the top of the stack. And again, you can change that to charge, discharge. We can change it to constant. You've got all these different modes, party modes if you're entertaining and you want to be fancy. And then you can even change your colors and your brightness down the bottom here. You just got to remember the brightness slider is always going to be hidden, so you have to scroll a little bit down there to get to that level. And then just make sure you hit save whenever you change your data set. So the most important one is this top one, which is LED strips. Now, I set this up for all of our customers when we install on battery SOC, which stands for battery state of charge. So that RGB strip that runs down the side of the system from the inverter to the bottom battery is going to be a fuel level indicator to let you know how full your battery capacity is. So if it's halfway, it's 50% battery capacity for the whole stack. If it's up the top, it's 100%. So really handy to have that enabled on the LED strip and then battery SOC. Now this will change color. Basically, if it's through the daytime and it's receiving solar, charging the battery system, or if it's sitting in standby mode, it will be green. When the battery system starts to discharge internally inside the house or the business, it will go blue. So that'll give you a quick glance indication on what the system's doing without even looking at the application. Again, just remember to adjust your brightness and hit your save whenever you make a change. Now, this is where we get into our emergency backup power for grid loss scenarios. So you can get full user level control. This is exactly what it's going to look like on your mobile phone application. Now, energy management settings, if we click on self-consumption mode, and then we scroll down this page, we'll get down the bottom to backup settings. Now, backup reserve, we go in here, reserve energy for grid outage. So this is where we're going to set how much this battery system will reserve for the moment of a grid loss. So if we wanted the system to only use, say, 50%, so we hit save, we know there's going to be some blackouts coming up. I still don't want to use any grid power, I want to minimize that usage. While the system's in normal operation mode, it'll basically only let me use that 50%. As soon as it gets to that, if it's night time, it'll start drawing power from the grid and keep that there as a reserve for the moment of a blackout. Again, you can change that balance of flow. Now, if I wanted to force charge my battery system, let's say for example, it's been 3 days of really bad weather, I've been consuming a heap of power and I'm not changing my energy usage, my system may be a little bit smaller, but you don't have that surplus there to be able to really confidently charge your battery system. What you can do to prepare for that grid loss, drag that to 100%, press save and it'll come up setting saved. Now we go back, 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 and then go to home. So back on the home screen, you'll see down the bottom here, this will actually start drawing power at a really fast rate from the grid. So right now we're actually importing 10.51 kilowatts. So it's over 10,000 watts is coming from the grid into the gateway and then onto the battery system. So right now my solar's doing 3,000 watts of generation. My house load's 4,200, it's changing continuously. So right now I'm prioritizing force charging my battery system. So I'm obviously aware that I'm gonna have a bit of grid usage through this period to do this, but in saying that, I'll have the confidence knowing that my battery system is 100% full and it will not discharge until there's a grid loss scenario. And this top section goes from on-grid to off-grid. So that's a really cool way to kind of manage that power consumption inside the property and also your charge rate. So let's go back into settings. So I want to turn that feature off now because there's no blackouts. System settings, energy management settings, go down here, backup reserve, and I want to tell this system that I want to be able to use 100% of that battery because I don't want any grid usage. Hit the save, and then back out of that. So what's going to happen now is the system's going to recalibrate and it'll actually stop that grid usage and go back to being self-consuming only. So really cool feature in there. My advice, you'll see you've got storm watch mode down the bottom here. This is basically an automated version of that manual control that I just showed you. But the thing I don't like about this software and why we never enable this for our customers is it uses the Bureau of Meteorology, which means 95% of the time, if not higher, that data set's going to be wrong. So this system will continuously lock off your battery system thinking there's a blackout because there's a storm coming, and you might walk outside and it's night time and you've got nothing but stars. So I recommend do not turn that on because the SIG energy integration is brilliant, but where they're getting the data source from, I'll be right more times than the bomb will be. So that's saying something. So yeah, leave that little setting off. Now, in this screen, there's a lot of other configurations. I recommend not playing with most of these settings here, and you'll find some of them are actually locked off and only the retailer or the installer like us can access for safety. But we normally configure this for the best possible outcome for your scenario. So I recommend not really changing any other features in here. The only one you should look at is really the backup settings down the bottom here. Then we go up here, we've got tariff plan. So we can see here, my biller, I'm with Red Energy, I'm a single rate tariff, I've got my cost per kilowatt, so you can actually go in here and start over and then kind of edit and change what your cost per kilowatt is, what your export is, and that'll give you that financial saving ticker on the home screen. So you can go in there and change those little settings. If you're ever unsure about a setting and you're worried it's going to muck up the operation, I recommend you get in contact with your consultant that sold you the system and they can step you through what that setting is going to do to save you doing anything that might cause a problem with your financial offset in the property. So that's essentially the key settings in the back end Hope you found that informative, and if you're looking for a little bit more information, feel free to let us know, and we'd be happy to run you through all that data set. All right, see you on the next one.